Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Nintendo Rewind Podcast, a Super Wednesday special, by the way. I had things going on I wanted to go do, and we didn't get everything going for for Tuesday night. So, but I'm Cody Christian, and I'm joined by my co-host Christopher Becker. Welcome back, my friend. Another year older, another year wiser. Question mark. We're rewinding and recapping last week for Nintendo, talking about Star Fox and also Nintendo Switch 2 price hikes. I know it's not in the thumbnail. They can't even change me. They can't even change me. I forgot to put it on there. Hang on. Let me go to settings. Hang on. Listen, we're professional podcasters here. Can you believe it? No, we had quite a bit of stuff going on this last week. So Chris, who's now changeable, Chris was not here for his birthday. And then I had Pokemon TCG tournament that I had to do yesterday. So with my kiddos. So we decided to move this week's podcast to Wednesday. And I had a guest on last week with I Am Tenderly. It was a good time. Christopher, how was your birthday? What did you end up watching with my sister, whom you are definitely not an item with?
Thank you for that intro.
I gotta prepare clarity. I'm sorry. I need to make sure the people know.
Yes. Well, thanks. Great. I'm sure they were all very confused. We ended up watching Marty Supreme. I almost said Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin Supreme. What a life. Ricky Martin Supreme. How was it?
It was pretty all right. The guy, he's not a very likable guy.
Was it Livin' La Vida Loca?
No, he was just a table tennis player. He was really into table tennis.
It wasn't. So it wasn't Ricky Martin Supreme.
It was better than that Punisher episode I watched.
Well, hold on. Before you spoil it for everybody, it just came out yesterday, so hold in your rage. Did you dislike the Punisher?
Yeah, well, I didn't like it.
What is it called? One Last Kill?
One Last Kill, yeah.
Did he kill? Was it the final one?
It was better than Injury, yeah.
I don't believe it's going to be the final one. He's supposed to be back for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Like he's going to be killing more, probably. That's his whole thing.
Not when he's around Spider-Man. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. We watched the movie. I'll tell you what, right before we went live, I almost sneezed. I thought I was going to sneeze. I've been a bit sneezely lately.
Sneezily. You could
Sneeze.
sneezily say that.
It was very sneezily said. I've come to the conclusion that I've been crying a lot lately. This year maybe.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was saying something. I don't remember what. I was like, yeah, I haven't cried. Yeah, we couldn't watch Brave Little Toaster because I'll tell you about the crying in a minute. But the Brave Little Toaster we couldn't watch. It's only like available on YouTube, and it's like 4:3, so it's like the size of a Post-it note.
Yeah.
And I just want to watch it in nice, clear imagery and not on YouTube.
Just zoom in. You can zoom in.
Zoom in.
Yeah, you can zoom in on YouTube.
But yeah. Well,
you're just not even going to address the zoom.
Listen, Brave Little Toaster will get you teared up. But you know what else got me teared up? I watched that new movie about the lady with I forget what the brave.
Sierra lady, saying the clown in the question mark? Octopus.
The octopus. The one with the octopus.
Yeah. Was it like Octodad?
No, video it game? Wasn't anything like that. I watched it, not knowing that Sierra wanted to watch it. And it turns out she does want to watch it. Let me ask you a question.
Okay, ask away.
Tell me what you think.
Uh-huh.
If I were to tell you, I can't stand if let's say there were like two things you knew about me. Okay? Just two. And the two things you knew about me is I hate vampires and I hate rom-coms. Would you think to ask somebody that doesn't like rom-coms if they want to watch a rom-com with you?
Who's asking you to watch a rom-com with them?
Nobody. I watched that.
Are you wanting
movie.
Someone to ask you to watch a rom-com with you?
Follow me, please.
I am doing my best.
Forget about the vampires. But if somebody told you they didn't like rom-coms, they hate them, and then a new rom-com came out, and you watched it without them, and they thought, you know what? I wanted to watch that rom-com, and then would you think it's not a rom-com? It's based on a true story. It's based on a true story.
I am so lost right now on what you're saying. So let's pause. Let's pause. You said you don't like rom-coms, and then you watched a rom-com, and someone's upset that you watched that rom-com without them.
Remarkably Bright Creatures. Let's say I love rom-coms, right?
Okay, so you love rom-coms now. You don't hate rom-coms.
Yeah, I love rom-coms.
But you said you hated them.
My friend doesn't like them.
Oh, okay.
Would you think to ask the friend that despises rom-coms if they want to watch one with you?
Well, no, I wouldn't ask the person who told me they don't like this genre of film to watch that genre of film with me. Why would I force someone through that? Did you who in this situation is the person who doesn't like rom-coms? Is it you?
Okay, it's settled. Sierra's not going on the baby.
Oh my god!
Right now, you've done it.
Listen, Nettis needs clarity though. Let's forget about the rom-coms and let's talk about vampires because he brings up a very valid point. Are you trying to tell Nettis that Blade and Van Helsing aren't cool?
Sierra's the person. In case anyone was confused, Sierra does not like rom-coms or vampires.
Okay,
not to out her.
Is she mad at you that you watched the octopus movie without her?
I didn't say she was mad at me. I'm just asking how you would feel.
How would I feel? I don't need to answer this. Don't put me in the middle of your lover's quarrel. Like, you stop
There's no lover's quarrel. I would like, okay.
That is, well, she's right to not like rom-coms, but we need to talk about the vampires.
An octopus rom-com? Yeah, it's not even animated. It's a real live people.
Real live octopus?
No, it's a CGI. It's a CGI, what's it called? Octopus. I don't think there's any shots of a real octopus.
Well, that's probably good for clarity.
Does that make a difference? just to clarify.
How do you feel about
How do I know it's CG? Look at it. I mean, it's
so like a live action Lion King thing, isn't that? Is that I'm kind of in the same? Is that what we're looking at here, or like the Life of Pi?
Well, it's an aquarium, and this octopus is in there.
No. You're not answering my question. Is it like live action Lion King, like where it's like realistic but not at all?
Well, the eels are real.
Okay,
but the octopus is not real.
I'm asking Kiaticon to be the guest. She's answering the question. She says yes. So there's eels. The eels were real, but the octopus was not.
I can't confirm or deny if the eels are real, but they looked real.
Did the eels talk?
No.
Does the octopus talk?
The octopus is the narrator of the movie.
Does the octopus talk at any point in the movie?
Not to the humans.
But just narrates.
Us watching.
Okay, yeah. Only narrates. So it's like National Geographic.
That is no. What do you mean it's like National
Susie said, so how about them Nintendos? Oh, man. Before we dive into the show, I want to make sure that we thank our generous supporters and producers from NintendoRewind.com. If you'd like to directly support our content, every dollar spent on memberships and merch helps us continue to produce this show. There is even a tier that only costs $1 a month, and with it, you get a shout out right here that said, I want to thank Calamity Nolan, Sierra, Please, Kiatic, and Demonic Man for all their gracious support. What
was the best thing you ate all week?
I had so we've got this new chicken place that opened up kind of close to us, which is a new location of an old chicken place that we really like to go to. And it was really good. And it's like literally a half mile away from my house. It's so amazing. I get to go to it and then come back home, and it's so good. I don't have to like go for 20 minutes just to be able to like go pick up the chicken and come back. So best thing I ate this week was extra hot slim chickens. It's a national chain. It's not like a small business by any means, but it's a little bit on the newer side in my opinion. It's no Zaxby's by any means, but it's still really good. I like it, and so I ate there twice this week.
Let me tell you something. Zaxby's just hasn't been hitting lately, you know.
I mean, but you're not supposed to be having that anyway, so.
Let me tell you something else. I've never had Zaxby's. Take from that what you will. Okay.
I'm assuming this is information from Sierra, please, in the live chat, because she puts in all caps. I know that's right.
Yeah, this is just word on the street.
Oh,
you know,
man.
I'm coming to you to give you the word on the street. The word on the street is it just ain't hitting.
It just ain't hitting. We'll catch you guys and talk about Star Fox and the Switch 2 price hike right after this.
Bye, Sierra.
What are we doing, Nintendo? Shadow dropping directs, I guess. And honestly, that was me Wednesday at 5:55 p.m. whenever Chris called me and said, hey, did you see? And I was in the middle of a nap. And I'm like, didn't see what? And he goes, did you see the thing? And I'm like, can you please be clearer? And he goes, Star Fox Direct happening at 6. And I looked at my phone and I go, that's in like 5 minutes. So anyway, I got up and boy was it a doozy. If you caught it or haven't been living under a rock, Nintendo did a quick 15-minute direct for Star Fox, a remake of a remake that was a remake of an SNES original game called Star Fox 64, but it is so much more, and I for one am excited to see what Nintendo was cooking. What about you, Chris? How did you feel about the direct before we start diving into everything that's changed? Where are you at on the I almost asked, where are you at on the spectrum? We all know we're both heavily autistic. So how did you feel about Star Fox?
We're both heavily autistic. Is that what you said?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, Star Fox, I liked the thing I saw about it that said they call it Star Fox 64 because they're just going to remake it 64 times, which is crazy. So Star Fox 64 is like basically a remake of Star Fox, like a retelling. And then we got Star Fox 64, Star Fox 64 3D. Then we got Star Fox Zero, right? Which had
Zero
the first
on Wii U.
mission was like the same. Yeah. Well, I think the look for the characters looks terrible, and I love it.
Hold those thoughts. Hold those thoughts. Just genuine
I thought you
overall
just asked
thoughts. Genuine overall thoughts, because we'll be talking about that here in a minute.
It just looks like more Star Fox.
Mm-hmm.
There, my general thoughts. What are yours?
Generally, I really am excited for this game. I played through Star Fox 64 somewhat recently, like within the last year, and really enjoyed that playthrough. Did it live on Twitch as a part of a retro challenge with the retro activists over there on the Discord, and it was a good time. Like it genuinely brought back a lot of memories. I felt like I remembered that game being multiplayer, and it clearly was not. It wasn't. I was going to do it multiplayer with like Wildwood, and didn't have the chance to be able to do it that way because it was not multiplayer in any shape, form, or fashion. But this Direct got me so hyped for more Star Fox kind of action. And really excited, but there is so much. Let me preface this, because I know I'm getting a lot of like correction in the live chat. It was multiplayer, but you had to unlock it by completing the game to be able to get the multiplayer mode unlocked, and that means doing optimal path and the suboptimal path as well, and completing both runs of it 100%. So and it wasn't quite to that level of what I was wanting to just run through the story with a buddy, like straight from a fresh file. And that was just not happening. It wasn't going to let me because I hadn't played it in forever.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
That the Star Fox multiplayer is available from the start on N64, but certain modes are unlocked by getting, earning a certain number of medals, and then you unlock the Landmaster for getting the medal on Venom, and then on Foot for getting the medal on Venom in expert mode. So the game's available from the jump multiplayer, but you unlock
going through
more
story.
What?
Going through the story?
What are you talking about?
Like, it's not just like multiplayer dogfights. Like,
yeah,
it's like you go from story. Oh, okay. So that was not what I wanted. I wanted it to be, let's play through the story together.
Oh, yeah. No, it's just versus. Yeah, 4v4.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was what I wanted, and unfortunately it wasn't there. I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And you've added a little bit more clarity, because again, it'd been so many years since I played through it. I didn't remember anything, but legitimately they need to put in multiplayer co-op for the main story. Like, that just should happen. But this Direct got me so hyped and so excited, and there was a lot of really, really cool things that they talked about, and it was cool that like Miyamoto was on there to kind of share it, because like I remember when Zero was coming out, and he talked about how important Star Fox was to him, and the kitsune symbology on the gravestones of his family and all this other stuff that went on when he was talking about the development of Star Fox Zero. And it got me hooked on the series again, all over again. And this being like the only complaint that I have, more than anything, is that it's not a new game in the franchise, or that it's not a remake of a game that's never gotten a remake. Like, let's say Adventures. It is a remake of a game that's, you know, been a retelling or been a remake already. So it does disappoint me in that way. But what they have here looks extremely cool. It looks extremely cool. I do want to talk about a little bit of what has changed and what they showed off during the direct. And there was a lot of just like super cool stuff that they showed off here. We got a from the ground up remake of Star Fox 64. Like, we get a complete visual overhaul, new environments and character designs, newly recorded voice lines, brand new orchestral soundtrack, and additional cutscenes with more story, which we'll talk about a little bit more in detail in a little bit. But Chris, you were mentioning character designs, and I hadn't shown them off on the stream just yet. And I'm gonna let you kind of dive into that because they're showing right now a little bit.
Yeah, they're kind of like, I don't know, taxidermied live animals on puppets kind of look art style that they're going for, and then they're slippy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess they went for a more realistic look, which I guess, you know, sticks with the artwork and the original like box art, especially for like Star Wing. But I guess it's just jarring because like right before that they showed the animated intro for Fox in the movie, and then we went from that to this. So you know, one thing I forgot to say when you first brought this up, asked me what I thought of it, that I think this is the worst case scenario. But go ahead. What did you think of the character?
This is the worst case scenario, like getting this game?
Just a remake of 64. Yeah.
Okay.
Just a remake of the same game over and over. Like Star Fox, it is basically the same game the whole time that Star Fox has been a thing. Yeah.
You're not wrong. You are absolutely not wrong. And I'm with you. Like, here's where I land on the character designs, right? Like, immediately, like, they showed off the anime intro that was shown off during the Super Mario Galaxy movie when like Fox is introducing himself to Toad and Princess Peach and telling his story about how he ended up in the Mushroom Kingdom area, in that like multiversal rift. And I did think we were going to get something highly stylized, like if anything, a fully animated rendition of Star Fox, and it would have been so peak. Like, that would have been so good if they had done that. And unfortunately it wasn't that. We did get like these realistic character designs, and boy, did they want to talk about those in depth and talk about the fact that they went with that realistic look. All I can say is I like the way that they look in stills. I do not like the way that they look in motion because everything kind of moves really weird. And they made these dudes chunky, and they took away their legs, made them super tiny and skinny and slender, like real animals. Falco is not going to be able to do his thing in Smash Bros at all. Like, he's not going to be able to do kicks and flips and all that other stuff. He's got tiny little bird legs. But overall, like, I was extremely jarred, especially by Slippy. Like, I just immediately, as soon as I saw Slippy, I said, no, I don't like this. I really don't like this. But I think graphically, it's impressive. I think, again, in stills, the characters look good. But man, like, I just was like, this is not the vibe I wanted. But I'm going to be okay with that. And see keyword Xavier in the live chat, but in the lore, their legs are cut off and replaced with prosthetics. That is a lie. That is a myth foretold by multiple people. I remember Kit and Krista on Nintendo Minute, they were doing an interview with Shigeru Miyamoto, and they asked him if he was aware of this theory that their legs were amputated for like blood flow, to keep the blood closer to their brains so they don't pass out from the G-forces. And he goes, amputated? And they're like, they had to explain to him what amputated meant, like, because there's a language gap there. And he just looks at them and he's like, why? Like, he's like, that's not our vision. So all in all, like, I'm not a big fan of the proportions, and it is super strange. But Keywork's saying entirely not a myth. It's not confirmed, and Miyamoto said no, that's not that was not in their vision. That's not what happened. So, but did not love the way that the character designs are. I love everything else about this game visually, like the water movement, the rocks, the way the ships look, the way the lighting in this game looks. The way everything surrounding the characters look. And if I had to do a tier list of best looking to worst looking, I would say Commander and I would say Bill probably look the best, but they're dogs, and so they translate to this like realistic animated style a lot better, I feel like, than like Fox and Slippy and Falco do. But overall, like, not super enthused with the way the characters looked, and wish that we had gotten like a more stylized version. I do have Kiatic saying, is there a cat figure? If so, please let me hook up a fur ball. Chris, do you want to talk about Cat?
Well, she pops up for a minute. Bill popped up for a minute, right?
Mm-hmm. He did.
But she popped up as a little jarring. She doesn't look quite like the N64 game. The N64 game, she was like basically game. Bright pink, right? Like, yeah.
She's pink. She got this white hair curl on the front. She's cute, she's cute.
It kind of looks like the before and after of like somebody that's been struggling. You know what I mean?
You want me to show the after?
Yeah, show the after, please.
So this is the after, what they did to her. God, jump scare. Oh my God. It's horrifying.
She's going through it.
I like how you say it kind of looks like the before and after somebody struggling.
Yeah.
It is so bad. It is so bad. She worked retail is what Chaotic says.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. Cat looking real bad. She's looking real bad. But no, like, I don't know. The voices, one of the things that I will say is that the voices for these characters, like, when you listen to like the Nintendo 64 voice lines, like, they are so iconic. Like, we have heard so many times of "it's quiet, too quiet," or "do a barrel roll," or whatever insert voice line that you want, right? For years, we've heard those voice lines, and they've been cemented into history as being some of the best voice lines ever. I was watching this one dude, he was talking about, it was a TikTok. He talked about the portrayal of Southern accents in media, and he said Star Fox 64 probably has the best portrayal of Southern accents there are, because the ones that are there are very smart voice, like Peppy Hare. He comes off as this wise mentor figure, right? Most of the time when they do Southern accents and stuff, it's straight up just like, "Hey, I'm Clayton, and I'm going to tell you to do a barrel roll," or whatever, and it's just like comes off as just like dumb and not super smart. And they did a really good job kind of maintaining like the voices. And I feel like with what we heard with these newly recorded voice lines in this game, it's going to be really good. Like, the voice lines are really good. I like the actors that they have on here doing this stuff. Fox sounds cool. James McLeod.
I always thought the voices sounded good. Like, even in the, N64 game, I thought they all sounded good there too.
Yep. There's a lot of compression, right? Like, there's a lot of compression in those because it's a Nintendo 64 game, and they are very cartoony, so they're not as dramatic. But I don't know. Like, I like what they're doing here with the voice work. Really, again, I don't want to harp too much on the character design aspect, because also earlier this week, the original creative director for the Star Fox 64 says this is the exact vision he had in his head when he was doing these, when he made these characters look the way that he made them look. So like,
I bet.
It's a dream come true for him that they look like this. For me, I just wanted something stylized, but you know, and it is stylized, but it's not like, in the style I wanted.
This is like the opposite of Legend of Zelda. Remember they showed off, like when the GameCube first was about to come out, and they showed off that stylized look, and then they gave us Wind Waker, and Wind Waker's great. Love the way it looked, but there were a lot of people that like got so upset about it, called it Zelda. They were just very upset about it. And then this is like the opposite, where they show us that cool, like stylized look, and then they're like, what about, you know, these taxidermied animals talking at you?
It's visual whiplash.
Yeah. I mean, I think the most jarring thing, like you said, whiplash, the most jarring thing is just how different it is.
Yeah.
But anytime they showed the gameplay at all, I mean, just like Star Fox 64 always looked good.
Yeah. I'm down for it though. I think it looks really cool. One of the things that they did show off at the very end of the game that I thought was like, or at the very end of the direct rather, that I thought was super cool was the Venom incident. And it gave a lot of like context to the storyline, which is another piece that's been added here. Additional cutscenes, more story context for James McCloud's Lilac conflict and Venom incident. And I always, like, as a kid, I never questioned, okay, Fox McCloud really respects his dad, and that's why it's cool that he's there, and it's a very, like, memory throwback. But, like, there's never really any, like, context given as to what really happens to his dad, other than, like, story cues that are voice lines that are kind of thrown in there from time to time. And the fact that we get this visual representation of the prologue of the game kind of setting up, okay, well, Pigma Dengar does appropriately bad things.
Two-timer. Yeah. And
his dad dies in this battle, and Peppy
we don't see him die.
Well, no, we don't see him die. No, he may not be dead. They might change everything, you know. But
he could come and like help at the final mission or something. And if you, you know, in like I was talking about earlier, the what does he call him? Something swine. He's like, you ungrateful swine. But there could be some world in which he's like the last unlockable character for the multiplayer.
Right. Which would be sick. It'd be really cool. It would be super cool to just play as James McCloud. OG game James disappeared into the black hole, says Keywork. And so I always felt like the 64 version was always kind of ambiguous about what happened to Fox's dad, especially like when you're getting guided out at the very end of the game. And it's like he's there and he's guiding you out. And it's like, is that actually his dad, or is that like Fox's instincts kicking in and it's his instincts personified, or, you know, all these various things. Also, can we talk about how much Pigma Dengar reminds me of that like Beyond Good and Evil like trailer that they showed a few years ago? That project that never will come out. Yeah. But like it looks super cool. I'm super excited to see to get more story stuff that in this game that like is ultimately just like an arcade, you know, shoot 'em up, the on-rail shooter. I think that's really cool.
Susie makes a great point. Wait, Fox is a fox named Fox, but his dad is named James. See, my name is Chris, and I originally wanted to name my son Dash Human, but
Human Becker.
Human Becker, yeah. But his mother was like, I don't know about that. So
that's so funny. Oh man,
didn't quite work out.
Oh man, it's human Becker.
Yeah, this Human Becker and his brother Flynn.
That's so mean. That'd be hilarious though. Oh man, it is what it is. Unfortunately, he wasn't named Human Beggar, but it's a fair question.
Unfortunately, yeah, very unfortunate.
Why is Fox named Fox, but his dad has an actual first name? I'm kind of asking the real questions here. This is why we're here, to answer those questions for the people.
Yeah.
They also mentioned that there's a new challenge mode with bonus missions that are available. So I'm hoping that equals more branching paths with more stuff to do. I don't know that it will.
They have different objectives for each difficulty.
Yeah, they do. They do. They mentioned 4v4 online multiplayer modes that support game share and online game chat, which is really cool. I don't know if that equals online game share. The way that it was teased on here, it felt like it did, but I don't think it did. I don't think that's
it said you can do game share locally or online, they said.
Hey, well, this is like a first too, because a lot of the games, like, it is local game share only. So like one copy and being able to play online with everybody, dude, that's gonna be so easy to do. Like that's like a no-brainer. One person
maybe they're
snagged
hoping it'll get people into Star Fox.
Yeah, I think that's like I mean, obviously there's reasons why they don't end up doing that, right? Like they don't want to they don't want to undersell or undervalue this game, but it reminds me of the days. I mean, I've talked about how much I am excited for, or how much I love Mario Kart on DS, right? Like I love that game because one person needed it and everybody in the room could play it together. Like you didn't have to get a bunch of different copies. And there were a lot of games that were kind of like that back in the day. Mario Kart on the DS.
Yeah. Everyone else was Shy Guy.
Yeah.
Just a couple of Shy Guys rolling around. But yeah, I think probably, I mean, I don't mind Fox, but I think Pepe is probably my favorite. Like that. He's like got spot on with the voice and just the way he looks.
Yeah.
I think he just, it works out the best.
They murdered Falco. I'm a big Slippy fan normally, but you know,
are they gonna? Yeah, I feel like Slippy isn't like young sounding enough. No,
not at all. It doesn't come off the right way.
But do you think they're going to have? Is Falco gonna get those legs in the next Smash Brothers?
That was something I've seen kind of floated around, that there's a lot of people that are saying like this is the models we're seeing in the next Smash Bros.
He can't help himself.
I don't think that's the revision we'll see though. I don't see this as like revisionist history with these character designs as much as like Donkey Kong, like you mentioned. Like Donkey Kong, they've pretty much tried to erase his like old rare look from existence. This feels just an iteration and a new way to kind of look at these characters, but there's no like set like this is our branding guidelines for Star Fox and he has to look like this, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't get Phantom Pain Snake in Smash Ultimate, you know. We got old school classic like Twin Snake.
I mean, that's on him. But I also think I remember when like Luigi's Mansion like 2 and 3 came out, people were like, they're just gonna make, you know, Luigi's Mansion Luigi, and nope, hasn't.
No,
bothered with it yet. I don't even think he has any hints to it in his move set. Yeah,
with the ultimate move where he has the poltergust and it pulls out and it's like all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about this being the look that they do in Smash Bros. Because again, it's like the branding guidelines just aren't there for it. I don't feel like, unless Nintendo straight out comes out and says like, no, this is the way that it should be, right? Like I just don't expect that to be the case by any means. We talked about the 4v4 online multiplayer modes. The other big note here is the furry VTube studio that they've got added in here, which is super cool. That they talked about. Let me just pull that up on the screen. Chris, is this something you want to use? Is this something that gets you excited? And kind of tell them about what it is, because I just said Furry VTube Studios if people knew.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So if you have the camera, you can just use one of the Star Fox characters as a VTuber, and then you can just use them. They'll just take up what you're doing with the camera, and then whatever, I feel like once I get a Switch 2, we are going to have a whole episode as Fox and James or something.
Yeah, we're gonna be Fox and James only.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's really funny. Like I'm excited about that. Also being shown on here, the Nintendo 64 Classic controller support. That's really cool. I do want to do I do really want to do the like VTube Studio kind of thing with that, and just kind of use it for fun, like every now and again. I think it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, because you could do it because you could use one of your voice switch.
Yep, I got 2 capture cards. You can
have both of them. Yeah,
count me in. I'm 100% doing that. June 25th. Come and see me as Fox McCloud. But no, it's really cool. They also mentioned that mouse mode support's going to be here. You got anything to say for yourself, Chris?
We're us mousers are just taking over the world. One game at a time, you know what I mean? Which is funny because I do not like mouse controls on computer games. No,
and that's what surprises me, that like you're excited at all for that, right? Like it just I don't necessarily love mouse mode on the Switch. Again, they want you to use too many of the face buttons, and the ergonomics just aren't there to let you be able to do it easily. You'd have to get like a third-party grip that kind of tilts it, I feel like, but then it like removes the connection to the table. So like, I don't know. Like I'm just so mixed on it. I feel like this might be cool depending on how it actually plays out. Having like mouse mode point support like straight up, like I feel like it might work pretty well. I just know in Metroid Prime 4 it just did not feel good because I needed to use the face buttons too much. So I'm hoping, but I mean at the same time, like the control scheme, like if you played the 3DS one, like it uses all of the face buttons to do all the stuff. Like you've got your boost, you've got your bomb launch, you've got your brakes, and you've got your regular shooting on all the face buttons. So it makes me worried that like that's going to be the control scheme that we get, and then you're going to be using mouse mode, so you're going to have to use the face buttons in conjunction with moving it around on the table. I just don't feel like it's going to be conducive to like a good gameplay environment by any means.
Yeah. I guess the one thing I don't mind is like how they set it up. They like to do this where they're still big into the, we would like to play, share the joy, where the one person plays, moves it around with, and then the other person shoots. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It does make me wonder if like, cause I know you've got, you've got the gaming mouses that have like the side. I mean, my mouse that I have has side buttons on it.
Oh yeah.
So like, it does make me wonder, because I know some mice are already supported by the dock. So maybe you could do a traditional like gaming mouse, but I don't know if the Switch firmware will support that, mapping any controls to that by any means. It's not something I've attempted.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Like, can you use the mouse for any game that supports mouse controls, or just like Mario Paint?
I don't know. I should find that out. I should test it.
I mean, you're the Nintendo Switch 2 mouse guy.
No, you're the Nintendo Switch 2 mouse guy. I'm just the Nintendo Switch 2 guy. We all know mouse mode is like the thing that gets your jimmies going. So it's not just not my thing, man. They then went on to mention that we're gonna get quite a few vehicles in here. So the R-Wing, the Landmaster, there's a submarine, which is really cool. Any of the motion stuff that's going on in here gets you excited, because like I like the fact that they're adding some adding some new stuff that's going on here. I think that's cool.
Yeah. Motion control I was never into. I'm also, the more people I see talk about like gyro controls and playing with motion, it has me thinking, maybe I'll give it another try. Maybe I'll give it another shot.
Maybe you'll go back to the Wii days. Go back to the Wii days again. There's the
once
the
this,
submarine and the blue marine and the exploratory submersible. It's cool.
Yeah. Which is not like, this is the sort of thing you expect to see like in the course of like multiple games. They would add the R-wing, and then they would add the tank, and then they would add the submarine. But here they were like, you know what, we'll just do all three at once.
Like I could have sworn that would have been like a that would have been like a hey, here comes that thing, enjoy.
Right.
Like, enjoy coming out on August 25th, like a month later. Some extra stuff to kind of keep the game alive, but it does seem like they're kind of packing this one full. Like I am excited for it. Final note here on it, and then we can kind of give our final thoughts on Star Fox before we jump into the next topic. Switch 2 exclusive, so it will not be out on Switch 1. I honestly, looking at this game, it does not surprise me. Like this game would not perform on Switch 1 based on the visuals that are here.
Yeah, especially the gameplay, just like the transitions they have from the cutscenes to the gameplay. Like, good call.
Can't hide your loading screens in these cutscenes. The Switch one's not powerful enough to render that.
No
and
long
then also
corridors to wedge yourself through.
This is not God of War. So, but all in all, like excited for it. It's out on June 25th, which was a lot sooner. I'm so surprised they kept this under wraps the way that they did. Even with Nate the Hate saying that it's coming, I just didn't expect it to look this good.
Yeah.
Let me say, before you say what you're about to say, let me just say, I never once called myself the Nintendo Authority.
No, you called yourself Nate the Hater.
Nate the Hater.
Yeah.
I just didn't expect it to actually tie in, but I should have looked back on this track record. DK was in the first Mario movie. Then we got Donkey Kong Bonanza. Star Fox is in the second Mario movie. Then we get Star Fox Revival. Whoever's in the third movie, who knows? Like
Olimar, maybe?
Olimar. Pikmin Revival. Yeah. That game never went anywhere. It's probably going to be like Kid Icarus. And we'll get a new Kid Icarus. That'd be sick.
Give us Remake Uprising with good controls.
For real. It'd be so good. But overall, like very excited for it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this? And I will give mine. I'm like at a 9.5. Like very excited for this remake.
Like a 7.5.
Breaks my heart. Swimming in sevens though. Swimming in sevens.
Well, I mean, I like Star Fox 64. It's probably, besides the wrestling games, maybe my favorite 64 game, but well, maybe.
It is my favorite 64 game. I really do think it is the best 64 game. Whether it's your favorite, everyone can say it is the best one.
Don't forget about Animal Forest that we all played in
here.
Japanese.
No one played that.
All
we didn't get it in the
it.
USA. So, oh man. And then the next thing on the itinerary is price hikes for the Switch 2. Last week, here's what I will say. Last week I was live on, I think it was last Wednesday night, I was live with I Am Tenderly.
Mario Kart, right?
Doing Mario Kart. And
on your Switch 2.
The topic came up that the investors are pushing Nintendo to do a price hike on the Nintendo Switch 2. And I said, let me go on record here. I said, there's no way that's going to happen because that's not going to help them. And the reason I believe that is because it would affect the overall stock price. And let me just say, I was wrong on one front, but not wrong on the other. So let's dig into it here. Nintendo posted a notice regarding price revisions for Nintendo products and services. They announced a US MSRP increase for the Switch 2 after pressure from investors last week mounted. The price moved from $449.99 to $499.99. This increase is slated to take effect September 1st this year, and it's approximately an 11% increase. Similar increases were then announced in Canada, Australia, and other regional markets, and Nintendo framed this as a response to, quote, market conditions rather than naming a single cause. However, we know the investors were worried about profit lines due to the increased cost of hardware that's been in existence for the last year. This wasn't the only thing to be affected, as Nintendo Switch Online also increased in various other markets, specifically in Japan. And then, as a result, the share price dropped an additional 10% after the announcement was made. So they have since recovered 4%, but they are still at about a 6% deficit on their stock valuation than they were prior to this announcement, which is, in my opinion, the stupidest thing that they could have pressured Nintendo to do. Also of note, the playing cards, Hanafuda and Kabufuda cards in Japan also went up in price. But I don't know anything about that. So why did they do this? What in the world possessed them to go, you know what? Fine, we'll cave. I guess we'll listen to our investors and up the price, but we really don't want to. How'd the price hike make you feel, Chris? Because I know right now, as it stands, it's not something that you're necessarily excited for by any means, because you're still trying to snag yourself a Switch 2. Is this kind of pushing you to see if you can get one before the price update?
No, it's not. Especially since when they are gonna up it, I'll just get one of those games that I probably would have got with it.
Yeah.
So I'd probably save money actually if I get it after the price hike, right? With like Mario Kart. I guess I have to get Mario Kart, don't I? Because of
Friday night Mario Kart nights, and it's also the $80 video game. So you're basically paying actually nothing. Like, you're actually saving $80 because of that bundle. So, which that
was already the $500 bundle, right?
Yeah. You get Mario Kart World and the Switch, and it was $500 already. So you're saving $30, but now the Switch is going up to $500, the base version, and so now you're saving $80. You're saving $80. Wow, yeah. That's girl math, is what that is. That's girl math. I do want to put some things out here that I do think Nintendo is doing to combat this. And I want to put my name on it because Chris said, if you defend this, you are a Nintendo shill. And I said, it's in my bio. So I am big Nintendo shill. But here's the thing that I think Nintendo is doing to kind of combat this problem, right? So the first thing is right after that announcement, they quickly introduced a build your bundle deal that allows consumers to select from like one of 3 best-selling titles for the same price of $499.99. You get the choice of either Pokemon Pokopia, Mario Kart World, or Donkey Kong Bonanza. It is a limited time bundle, but they said that same thing with Mario Kart World, and I have not seen that exactly go off shelves as it stands just yet.
Yeah.
Which is what Chris was talking about, picking up the build your bundle deal. So ultimately, girl mathing it, you're saving anywhere between $60 to $80, depending on the title. And then just a month prior to this announcement, they stated digital titles would be moving to a more tantalizing $10 cheaper than physical releases. So let's say you had a $70 game release release physically, you would be able to get it on the eShop for $59.99. Let's say you have a $60 game, $49.99. So
right, but that was in place before that has nothing to do with the price increase.
It was in place a month prior to the announcement, but that does not mean they were not already getting mounting turmoil within their investors organization and already seeing the writing on the walls that they were going to have to raise the price. So in order to try to make it more tantalizing to get people to stay within the ecosystem or adopt into the ecosystem, pre-planning and announcing that, I think, is their best move, because these price changes aren't just like, oh, Shuntaro Furukawa wakes up and overnight goes $50 more. That has probably been talked about for 6 months or more. So planning was in that place too, I feel like. And then to top it off, Yoshi got announced that it was going to be $59.99 at its base price. Splatoon Raiders got announced that it was going to be $59.99 at its base price. And Star Fox, when they did the direct on Wednesday this last week, got announced that it was going to be $59.99 at its base price physically. And all of them with that additional $10 discount for digital consumers. So bringing that down to $49.99. So $50 a pop on 3 of some of their biggest title games in this summer season. So this rolls back their original move to having games be $69.99 or higher, which had been the trend for the longest time there for that first year. Every game was $70 unless it was Drag X Drive, which nobody bought. So all in all, those are like the big steps that I think they are taking to try to make it to where it doesn't hurt nearly as bad. Because yeah, maybe you're spending $50 extra to get a Switch, but the games are cheaper there than they are anywhere else because every other game is dropping at $70. So Shuntaro Furukawa has stated that they'll be continuing to announce new software titles that are going to drive sales of the hardware throughout the rest of the year. He says, quote, "We will prepare a robust software lineup to enhance the Switch 2 ownership value. We will work diligently to overcome this barrier." Whether or not that translates to a 3D Mario or a Zelda announcement, maybe more revivals of classic fan favorites, Kid Icarus Uprising, who knows? However, 2027 does hold the next generation of Pokemon, and I think regardless of price, that's going to drive sales. If people don't have a Switch 2 by that time, Pokemon Wind and Waves will definitely get people to adopt into it, because there are a lot of people that are probably waiting on that next big Pokemon title to jump up because they don't have to, because you could play Legends ZA on the Switch 1.
Yep. What do you want me to say? It was a terrible move. What do you mean? They're idiots.
I don't disagree. The investors are idiots, and Nintendo caving to that level of pressure are idiots.
Well, that's Nintendo's fault for doing that. But so Arcana,
well, you're a publicly traded company. If you go directly against your investors, that also doesn't look good, because people will get out of the market and cause that valuation to crash anyway.
Well, I mean, it already crashed anyway, so what does it matter? So Arcana Games, like, they talk about they do the monthly sales, and they talked about it like when it first got announced. I forget who it was that who it was. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
But the guy, so one of the guys from there, he was talking about it with, like, when it was like rumored that they were going to do the price hike. And he said, based on the sales before and after both Xbox and PlayStation raising the price, he said that if it does the same thing that those two systems did, then the sales will drop big time compared to how they were. Like, they're going to get a big bump beforehand, right? Like, before it goes, thanks to now everyone rushing to get one before the price hike, and then again, I guess, after. But yeah, I don't know. I just wonder what their plan is, because like you said, there was a bunch of games that are coming out this year that are $59. Well, wait, $59.99? Is that what it is? Yoshi?
Yeah.
So it's $59.99 physically, and then $49.99 digitally.
Yes.
But even that's the only reason they're doing that is to be like I don't know if you saw, but Capcom had their quarterly report, and they said in the last quarter their digital sales accounted for 93% of their game
I saw
sales.
you sent me that, and I was like, "That's bonkers. That's crazy." Because like for the longest time, it was a 60-40 split, 60 to 60 physical, 40 to digital, and then it got a little bit better, closer to the 50-50 half. 93% of sales is nuts.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But I mean, here's the thing, right? So like, am I worried about like the sales of the console post its price change? First off, the console's still cheaper than any other console on the market. Whether you rate it against the Xbox Series X, the PS5, PS5 Pro, the Steam machine that is coming out eventually someday this year, any other console realistically. So it's still like 2/3 the price of even the cheapest one on the market for that. But like if we look at like its actual like sales units total to date, like they've already put out nearly 20 million units in sales on the Nintendo Switch 2. They had forecasted significantly larger numbers for this year, and then they reduced that pretty far. And then, but if you compare it to like Xbox Series X and S combined units total in their lifetime, and that console's been out for what, like 5 years now? 6 years? Maybe 7.
2020.
6 years. They've only done 35 million consoles, and that's an estimated because they haven't fully reported everything. So
stopped after a while.
Yeah, and I don't blame them because it's an embarrassment to Microsoft. Sony, on the other hand, lifetime in that same period, 93.7 million, but they're a very popular company in Japan, right? But they've also had a 6-year head start on Nintendo, and Nintendo's already at 20% of their, well, actually closer to like 24% of their total sales within their first 11 months of being out. Yeah. Not even 11, like 10 months of being out. So like, I'm not super worried about that price hike affecting more sales of that system. I think, if anything, they may see a little bit of a dip, but they're talking about this is what we're trying to do to combat that by providing a better software lineup, which is everything Sony is not doing right now. When's the last time we got a Sony published game?
Last week.
What was it?
Sorrows.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the sequel to Returnal.
Yeah.
And then prior to that, the full year, nothing.
What, last year you mean from Sony?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Sony games by
Marathon,
year.
I guess.
Let's look. List of Sony games. Let me scroll down. Because I got to scroll for a while here because they've been in existence since the 90s. Excuse my frantic scrolling. I'm almost there.
While you do that,
fill the air while I scroll.
While you do that, I will say Resident Evil 3 came out in 2020. It sold 3.4 million copies in the last quarter alone, just mainly because it's been going on sale for like $2.99. So I fully expect Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 all to come to the Switch too.
All right, so here we go. This is what I've got. So they did Ghost of Yotei, October 2nd. Lost Soul Aside, which no one talked about, August 29th. Midnight Murder Club, I didn't hear a lick about, August 14th. Death Stranding 2.
We have it.
I need to not forget Death Stranding 2 on the Beach did come out in June of last year. MLB, the show. And then prior to that, and that was in March, prior to that, nothing since December. 2024 was a little more packed, but still not great. And then, so I mean, they're not even putting out one game every 6 months at that rate. Like, compared to Nintendo's one game a month, which granted, is that always the best move? Probably not, because I would say a vast majority of the games that have came out this year from Nintendo, again, we've given a lot of them 7s, some of them 6s, some of them skips. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, I gotta kind of wait and see what ends up happening, right? Like, so it's I've already said I hate that game, and I haven't even played it yet. But I think if they lock in and they deliver a good software lineup, that price hike is going to be so minimal compared to what it is. Now, I do need to state that they did say future price hikes are still in consideration. So if they go up even higher than 500, I think we're getting into itchy territory where it's like, I don't know if you should do that.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you raise the price even more?
Yeah, why wouldn't you raise the price even more? Because then you could get more money. Then I could get more money. I wouldn't get any more money. Nintendo.
But Nintendo could get more money. And you know what? You have a good point. Maybe I'm not the shill I should be. But, okay, so here's why I would not raise the price anymore, right? So once you get to 500, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, it's 500. We were already at $449.99. So in a lot of people's minds, that's already 500, right? But if you get past 500 and you go up to 550, well, then that's 600, and that's almost $1,000. So then people start saying, I don't want to pay $1,000 for a Nintendo Switch 2.
Well, now you just sound like
the peak dips. But it legitimately, it plays a mind game with consumers. They're like, okay, I don't want to pay almost $1,000 for a Switch 2 once you get past that $500 mark.
Yeah. Well, that's like one thing I didn't even think about was IO Interactive. They were like, check this out. This is what it looks like right here. And I was like, oh, what is it? And it was just them tweeting out about 007 First Light and how it runs at 60 frames a second on the PS5 Pro. They're like a solid 60 frames a second. And then I was like, oh, wow. Well, that's good, I suppose. But then, especially since it got delayed because they couldn't get good performance out of it without optimizing it more. And then I was like, oh, wow, that's nice. And then I was like, let's see what the comments say, right? Great. So I looked at the comments, and the first comment was like, it better be able to hit 60 frames a second. This is they're playing it on a $900 machine. No, I was like, yeah, I guess I never even thought of that.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what's weird is since I got my computer, everything I've been playing is 120 FPS, and I didn't notice it until I played like a game on the Switch, and then I was like, oh, okay, I see the difference.
30 frames a second.
Yeah, go from 120 to 30.
Oh man, that is nuts. Here is the one thing that I will say, and I know there's a lot of naysayers out there saying like, hey, this is bad, but have you seen the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle like comparison from the Xbox Series S to the Nintendo Switch 2's performance on it? No,
I figured they would be out there. I just haven't looked at them yet.
So they showed some screenshots from the actual game, comparing the performance of a Series S. Let me see. I've got a video pulled up here, and I'm gonna show it off. So the Series S is on the left, and the Switch 2 is on the right. This is actual video footage. You can see like on the Series S, and I don't know if it's going to be coming across in the stream necessarily, but on the Series S, it's running but it's running in less frames. There's like more frame dips, and on top of that, the aliasing and the resolution of everything on here looks way worse than the Switch version, which is nuts to me. It is so crazy. Like, it looks muddy on the left, and it has huge image clarity on the right. And I was like, this is bad. Why is the Series S performing nearly as bad as it is? So I do kind of question the people that are out there, and I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus, but I do question the people that are out there saying Switch 2 is not as high a performing machine as XYZ machine. It is there. Right. Graphical fidelity and performance is there for it. And yes, if you're...
When did that come out? 2024? December?
I think that's what we said last time we were talking about it, when we brought up that it was coming out this month. What was that, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. I think, would have been, because last week I wasn't here.
That was the Series S. That was not the Xbox One S, Mnemonic Man. He's asking Series S or the One S. I was like, that's the Series S, not the One S on there.
Right.
So,
but then you also have like where these were like that came out on the Xbox Series S, Series X, and like PC all at the same time. Yeah. Where this version was like a port that they focused exclusively on the Switch too. I don't know if, but
it's not a ground up rebuild.
Well, no, but when it comes to games that are day and date, I mean, we just got another game that the Switch 2 version got delayed for, like Starbites or whatever it's called. That the Switch 2 version got delayed, but everything else is still coming out at the same time. And then we got Borderlands 4. We got the
Borderlands 4 got
007.
canned.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess in the interview, they're like, well, we could still bring it out.
No one believes they're going to. I mean, they probably will at some point when they're hard up for money and they're like, you know where this is going to be able to make us some money? The Switch 2 now.
Right. Well, if they can get it to work. Yeah.
I just, I don't know. Like, I look at this $50 price hike, and while it sucks, it's pretty much the price of one of their games now digitally. Yeah. And if you get the build your own bundle, you get one of the 3 best selling games on the console. So like, I don't know. I don't think it hurts nearly as bad as it could. It's just, if it goes beyond that point, then we got to start asking some questions like, why Nintendo? You already have so many made. There are so many that are sitting in warehouses. I could go to Walmart right now and buy one. Like, there's no issues. Why raise that price with the existing stock that's there? Don't worry about pushing out more until you have to. So...
They're probably doing it now to counteract the price of the RAM and everything else they gotta do.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, do it now rather than when the RAM's impossibly expensive.
Well, that wraps up the main topics for tonight. So let us know. Are you excited? No, we've still got more show after these quick messages. But if you're watching on YouTube later, stop it, Chris. If you're watching on YouTube later, let us know what you think about Star Fox. Are you excited for it? Do you like the new models? And how are you feeling about the Switch 2 price hike? We'll be right back. I will be right back. I will be right after these short messages. See you in just a minute. Bye-bye. Welcome back, everybody, from that a quick ad break. I hope you guys stuck around. And while Chris was trying to tell you guys we're ending the episode, we still have a little bit more to talk about in the fast forward all the games that you should care about this week. Christopher, I hate how long it takes to say this next part. Take it away.
Okay. Underling Uprising. My goodness. Underling Uprising is a nice little sort of, I don't know, it kind of gives me what's Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim beat 'em ups vibes.
Yeah, or like, the Battletoads game.
Battletoads. I get like Castle Crashers kind of vibes from this for some reason.
Yeah, just looks worse.
I don't know. Alien Hominid?
Alien Hominid, yeah. It kind of reminds me of like the studio behind the Battletoads, and they did that Mickey Mouse game, right? With like
Illusion Island.
Illusion Island. But yeah, this is just a modern beat 'em up. And they were like, hey, we like beat 'em ups, we like old cartoons, let's fuse that together. And it's got sadly, can I just say I'm a little disappointed?
You can say that.
Thank you. It has local multiplayer only. That's what I'm sad about.
Yeah, I don't understand these beat 'em ups doing that now.
I don't know if it's. I did see one developer say it has to do with the way Nintendo, they have to like handle the online play on their own or something. I don't remember. But Underling Uprising, $14.99. That comes out on the 14th of May. My goodness, for $12.74 on sale until the 22nd. Okay, give it a gander. Mm-hmm. Give it a look-see. Next up, we got Farming Simulator 26 Nintendo Switch Edition. Before you look, there is no Nintendo Switch 2 edition. It is $39.99 on sale for $35.99 until May 19th.
$34.99. But I mean, it's $1. Who cares?
What?
You said $35.99. I said $34.99.
That's what it says.
What? Did I type it wrong?
It says it on the store page. $35.99.
It's not showing up on the store page for some reason. Right now, because I refreshed that tab, and then it takes away the prices sometimes for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. Nintendo, fix your servers.
Sometimes it's like doesn't register that you logged in, and then it won't give you a price or something. But anyway, yeah.
Can we talk about the fact that they didn't get the memo that you don't have to put Nintendo Switch Edition before the first versions? You only have to do it on the second one.
I feel like they didn't know how to change it, and they're getting ready. Like sometime later this year, they'll have the Switch 2 edition. But they're like, you know what? We're just going to put this out here now. But
they do have the mod hub available for it, like from day one. So 4,000 mods straight off the rip that you can do to your farm. So if you want to make your game run even worse than it probably will on Nintendo Switch 1, you can do that day one.
Yeah, give it a go. Then we're going to move to the Nintendo Switch 2 to the game of the month, Outbound. If you're not a fan of survival games, you will not be a fan of this. This comes out May 14th. This is like a first person. You can play it multiplayer with friends. It's $24.99 on like everything else, but I don't know how it compares to this. There was a demo on Steam, but it like got taken off Steam, so there may never be a demo on the Switch. But if you're into survival games, maybe it's for you. Outbound later this week. Next up, we got Small Survive the Wilds. Small Survive the Wilds is a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids multiplayer survival game. Another survival game. Cody's not going to like this.
This whole month sucks.
Yeah, you were like, this kind of looks like a
Temu Grounded.
Temu Grounded, but a number of the things like from this game, like they they took some of the stuff from this game and added it to Grounded 2. So
Nimmy also said it right as we were saying it. I said it before the show, and Nimmy put it in the chat. Tamu Grounded.
Yeah, but it's got like almost 5,000 reviews on Steam, and they're all very positive. Probably my favorite game of the week, Sectori, $14.99.
We're moving on. Okay, hang on. I'm catching up. $14.99.
Yeah,
keep going.
Yeah, $14.99. It's out tomorrow on the 14th. Give it a go. It is, if you Geometry Wars arcade, twin stick arcade, this is like the type of stuff Housemarque wishes they were still making, but instead they're making Sora.
I would not be able to stream
Soros.
this. Did we say that last time we were live? There's no way this could be streamed.
Yeah, I requested
through the floor.
Yeah, I requested it on GeForce Now and Boosteroid, and they were like, we are not planning on bringing this.
I don't blame them. I mean, like, you literally can't even upload a YouTube video of this. The bitrate would just, like, get destroyed. Yeah,
if you look up Sectori, like, gameplay videos, you're probably not going to find many. But yeah, they did say, no, they did not say. I couldn't remember if they said the frame rate or not.
They could have
said.
Yeah,
they could have.
I think you mentioned it was 120 whenever we originally did the May games.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I looked it up and they think they confirmed it. That's right. But it doesn't say it on the store page. But yeah. Next up, let's move on. R-Type Dimensions 3. This is... R-Type 3 remade, and it looks kind of like a clay, sort of, right? Like figures based clay bait, not so much clay as like almost like they almost look like they're made out of like plastic that you would
like
see
diorama
like action figures made in. Yeah.
When you said that last time, I was like, I don't see what you're saying. But now that you're like clarifying what you really meant was like diorama, like, yeah, no, I see that now.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the cover, you can tell they're like trying to go for that, but I don't know. $34.99. It is May 19th. I just wanted to say while I have you here, right? So, yeah.
Say it.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna say it. Okay. The Power Wash Simulator 1 had 2 free DLCs, right? Number 1 was Final Fantasy VII. Number 2 was Tomb Raider DLC, where you like were cleaning her mansion, and those are both free to own, so you can just go onto the store page and hit like buy or purchase, and then you own it, the free DLC. But they're getting taken down on May 21st, so you have to get them now.
Good idea.
That's the same on every.
The game's
platform.
getting delisted, isn't it? Because not the game itself, but a lot of the DLC is getting delisted because of ownership rights, right?
Yeah,
they expired.
It's like Square Enix published the first game. They didn't publish the second game, and I think Square Enix helped them get a lot of those, and the deals, are running out.
Yep. We also had something else pop up somewhat recently, right?
Yeah,
That's
like right as we were starting up, we got Virtual Boy Classics added. We got V Tetris, Jack Bros, Space Invader Virtual Collection. We've got Virtual Bowling and Vertical Force. If you were to play one of these right now, which would you pick?
Jack Bros. 100%. It's one that is like the most expensive game on the entire console. Like if you're trying to collect the old games, it's Atlas joint. So like, it's going to be good, but also like It's the one that I just desperately want to experience out of all of these because it seems to be the most interesting out of everything.
Yeah.
But like,
it's a bummer that they put virtual bowling and not Fester's funking bowling.
what did you say? Fester's what bowling?
Funky.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's a family friendly show, Chris. Hang on. No, I'm kind of with you, but we'll get Nestor's return.
I mean,
I'm sure.
I said Fester. Yeah, but it is it's a Japanese version, so it was only that in America. So maybe we will eventually get it. There's only so many Virtual Boy games before they end up releasing Waterboy, but yeah.
Waterworld, Kevin Costner's Waterworld.
Yeah, no, it was an unreleased Waterboy. We're getting with
Adam Sandler Waterboy.
That'd be wild.
I don't know. Like, I'm excited to see those come, but I'm like, man, like Nintendo, you're putting almost every game out all at once. What are you going to do? This is not the drip feed that we've experienced with NES and GameCube. I mean, we've had 6 games released for GameCube since that got added to the platform in the last year. Where is everything? And yet here it is. Here's all of the Virtual Boy. Please enjoy. So I'm still waiting.
They're trying to just get as much good news as they can out there with the
price hike.
Drown out the price hike.
Drown it out. Oh man. Well, listen, that does bring us to the. Give me time. I'll figure out a way. That does bring us to the game show segment of the show, Pixel Minute or Pixman for short. In this segment, Chris has exactly 1 minute to guess the exact title of a video game that is pixelated on the screen and will slowly depixelate over 60 seconds. This game was, in fact, released this week in Nintendo history. The faster he guesses, the more points he gets. If it fully reveals itself by the end of the song, he loses. Chris, are you ready, my good sir?
Yeah, I suppose. Let's give it a go.
Here we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Oh, gosh. I have the slightest clue. Is it a worm?
It's not a worm. At 30 seconds, I'll start dropping some one-word hints here for you.
30 seconds, it'll just be starting.
No. It's depixelating. Your first one-word hint is going to be a big hint. This is GameCube.
It's on the GameCube?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Cubivore? No.
Next one-word hint coming at you now is shooter.
Okay, the shooter. I don't know. Is that an alien?
Next one-word hint is going to be
The Matrix.
Tie-in. Oh, what's the full title? Come on.
Enter the Matrix.
Yes, there you go for 4 points on the board. You got it. Christopher, congratulations. This is Enter the Matrix. It is a 2003 action-adventure video game developed by Shiny Entertainment and published by Infogrames under the Atari brand name. The first game was based on the Matrix film series.
4 points.
Its story is concurrent with that of the film The Matrix Reloaded and features over an hour of original footage written and directed by the Wachowskis and starring the cast of the films produced for the game. This game originally launched May 15th, 2003 for GameCube, PlayStation 2, Windows, and Xbox. As far as reception goes for this game, it's not great. Metacritic gave the GameCube version of it a 63 out of 100. Electronic Gaming Monthly gave it a 4.33 out of 10. Game Informer an 8.5 out of 10, coming off really positive for this game. And IGN a 7.2 out of 10. Christopher, how do you feel about Enter the Matrix? Did you have any memories with this game? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
Didn't like it, but I got it on the GameCube because it had the 2 discs, and then people were like, and I was like, this is not good. But then people were like, this came out while I was working at EB Games, which then became GameStop. But I was like, or no, it was GameStop, I think. But they were like,
Babbage's.
It was not Babbage's. Yeah, no, but I remember people being like, talking about how bad it was on GameCube, and I was like, maybe that's why it's no good. And then I got it on maybe Xbox, and I was like, no, this is not any better. This is just not a good game.
I will tell you, this game has scored better on GameCube than it did on every other console except for Xbox. So, PC, it got a 58, PS2 got a 62, and Xbox got a 65. So.
It was probably from those like Nintendo people reviewing Nintendo games that weren't used to a game like this coming, to the system.
Mm-hmm.
But we did get all three of those Prince of Persia games on the GameCube as well.
Those games were amazing. Have I told you the story about my experience with the Prince of Persia games?
No.
So I played through the first one. I think it was in my senior year of high school. I played through the first one and really loved it. And then I was going to college and I was like, I want to take a game with me. So I took my GameCube and I got in the second and third one at the same time. And because they were all out at that point anyway.
Yeah. Was it the Warrior Within?
Warrior Within and Two Thrones.
Two Thrones
was the second and third one, and I got to the very end of Warrior Within, and you go into this lobby and you save in the lobby before you go into the final boss fight, and I obviously didn't know this at the time where I was until I hit Google, because what happened is the lobby, both doors shut on me and I could not exit the lobby to go into the final boss fight, and I couldn't get it to do it. I restarted the game. I cleaned my disk. I did everything I could. And then I went to the good old Ask Jeeves and began asking, hey, Jeeves.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Jeeves. R.I.P. Josh. Yeah.
I asked it. I said, what's going on? And it took me to some sort of like game FAQs forum, and they said, yeah, that's a known bug with the game, and you cannot escape it. And to be able to get to the final boss fight, you have to replay the whole game and do not save in that room. And I was like, are you serious right now? You cannot, please be so real with me. I got so mad. And this was like really before the time of Let's Plays. Like even like YouTube was brand new at the time. So like, So I didn't get to see what it was, and I was so mad. I did not play Two Thrones. I took both the games to GameStop and sold them so I can go buy a burrito. It was just like, this is ridiculous. I was so mad. So then, like many years later, I ended up watching the end of the games, and then watched a playthrough of Two Thrones. Two Thrones looked like it was really cool. I like the like dual like side of the prince aspect that they had with it. So
yeah. Did you play? You played Sands of Times?
I did. I beat Sands of Time. That's why I was like Warrior Within and Two Thrones. That first game was awesome, and then it just like I was like, oh man, second game got all the way to the end and couldn't exit the room. Made me so mad, dude. But good times. I know that's not Enter the Matrix, but in the vein. Also GameCube.
Another 2-disc game. Two Thrones.
So one throne on one disc and the other throne on the other.
Yeah. Every time you switched, you had to switch discs.
Pop that disc out.
Could you imagine? That would be crazy.
It'd be infuriating. We do have a little bit of extra news here. After 3 weeks of no My Nintendo news, we do finally have another sweepstakes rolling in. Enter the Yoshi and Mario Best Buds sweepstakes to win an Advantage wireless controller featuring Mario and Yoshi for Nintendo Switch 2, a protective case, a soft Yoshi plush pillow, and a Yoshi backpack. 10 platinum points per entry, max 5 entries. Also, Nintendo is going to be dropping the My part of the My Nintendo store later this month to better align with their Nintendo Store app. So, you guys let us know what you think we should call this section, the My Nintendo news section. It's no longer My Nintendo, it's your Nintendo, I suppose. NSO icons, this is your final day to claim Tamagotchi life, living the dream icons. I would expect a new rotation of Yoshi and the Mysterious Book icons later this week. Grab some newly released Virtual Boy icons if you have the expansion pass of NSO. Snag them before May 27th. The monthly Play and Redeem icons rotated as a reminder, and they're good ones for bike fans. Grab Mach Rider and Excite Bike 64 icons by playing the games on Nintendo Classic. Snag them anytime before June. On Nintendo Music, as a special presentation, we got a smattering of Star Fox songs dropped on there. Star Wolf's theme is amazing. It's so good. And I've listened to that soundtrack like 4 times through now. Every single orchestration is so good. Have you listened to it, Chris? It's amazing.
Oh, yeah. I listened to it as well. Yeah. It's really good.
It's going to be awesome. So go and listen to it. There's like 6 songs, half an hour worth of music thrown up on there. Sales and deals this week. No giant sales, but there are a few select titles that are on sale right now that might interest you. Mixtape continues to be 10% off for its launch and is performing exceptionally well with reviewers. You can also get the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection on sale for 35% off. And Animal Well is sitting at 40% off as well, but go and browse the best sellers. They'll let you know what's up. News highlights. And I put this in all caps on here, so I'm just going to yell it for chat. Mina the Hollower finally got a release date, and it's this month. I will be streaming this day one, and likely all of it if I can.
The whole thing. Yeah.
Hold on. Wait, it's between 20 and 30 hours? I will actually not be streaming all of it in one go, but I will be streaming it all over a period of time with everybody, so I'm excited for Mina the Hollower. Yacht Club Games' new joint. They're launching for how much, Chris, did they say?
$19.99.
That's like one Silk song. So another Nintendo legend is retiring in June, and it's none other than Mario series designer and producer Takahashi Tezuka. Big news, and one of the final old guards exiting the company. There's not many of them left. I mean, you've got Shigeru Miyamoto and a couple of other ones that are still left, but the day Shigeru retires will be a sad day. Resident Evil Requiem got a new update, adding a new game mode known as Leon Must Die Forever. I love that name.
It looks wild.
It's like Mercenaries with objectives.
Yeah.
So
what kind of like goofy costumes that you can get to?
Exciting. I need to check that out. I haven't checked that out just yet. I do need to give that a go. Minoru's Construct is getting an amiibo. No, thank you. It's $35. Finally, the live-action Zelda film launches April 30th, 2027. A release date change from May 7th, which was a release date change from March 26th. So it started at March 26th, got delayed, and then got pulled back again to April 30th. Who knows when that movie's actually coming out? We'll see. But I'm excited for it. Chris, where can they find you, my good sir?
Just look up my OnlyFans, and you can go from there.
OnlyFans over at Linktree/Super Nintendo.
Where can they find you?
Well, you can find me over at nerdxd.com. I am live on my channel a lot of times, but the past couple of weeks I haven't really been able to. And unfortunately, I will be going on vacation this week, starting Friday for a full week. I won't be back till the following Saturday.
What? You are?
Yeah, I know, right? So you can come and visit Chris this upcoming Tuesday with a solo episode, unless he wants a guest. Who knows? We'll wait and see what he ends up doing. I'm going
to see if I can get Shigeru Miyamoto on here.
Yep. Before Tuesday, you should probably make sure that you still have the ability to go live on our channel, Chris. So
yeah, that would be good. Maybe before you leave.
Yeah, please. So that way I can get everything going. And if you have an idea for a topic, send that to me too, so I can make you a thumbnail. Otherwise, I can't wait to see what thumbnail you come up with for the YouTube. So that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching us. Remember, you can catch us here live weekly on Tuesdays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually, I know it's a Wednesday, but if you missed any of the episodes, you can go to youtube.com/@the-Nintendo-Rewind. So come by and see us. Remember, please be kind and rewind. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.
Toodaloo.